all. Welcome to Boquillo. My name is Gabby Estrada. And today I want to talk to you about this book that I just finished reading. It's called Built to Sell. It's one of the greatest books. And I think that every entrepreneur should make the time to read. And today I want to share the top three points that really stuck out to me. And if you want to read the rest of the lessons that I learned, you can feel free to check out my blog post on it that I will share below. But yes, a little bit about me. I use this channel to talk about entrepreneurship, business, um, and everything in between. And I do help. I have a business where I help business owners, especially in the health and wellness space, with their operations. So, with that, let's get started. So, one of the things that really stuck out to me when I was reading this book is just about how basically any service can be um, systemized. I mean, it's not my first time hearing about it. And like there's another terminology what it's called like productize your business, but just seeing a very clear example is like really good. So this book talks about this person that is just frustrated because their business is just in a really bad spot. He has a lot of bills to pay. He has a really bad client, but he can't let him go because he's the main one that is paying the bills. And so he meets one of his mentors and he's like, you know what? Like, I'm just ready to sell my business. But he's so disappointed to find out that he can't even do that for several reasons. But one of them is because he is the business. If he steps away from the business, there's no business. Um, so one of the things I'm not going to say exactly like in the book, but basically, one of the things that the mentor, asks him to do is to stop being just like general, like stop doing everything and everything as the agency that he had. He gets requested to narrow down to one specific service. And so he asks him several questions, and then he ends up going with logos. And we can see that I think it's John. I think he's John is the name of the main character. He is a little bit skeptical, like, am I really going to like have a thriving business just from selling logos? But he decides to obey his mentor. And he goes through this process where he documents every single step to, from initiation of the sale to, like the production of that logo. And that is good because that allows him to be away from the business, at least in this area. And so that allows everyone else on the business to be able to help with that, and know, to be in a specific phase and get really, really good at that. And I've been hearing that recently in like in a lot of videos and like um, sometimes like even posts that I see in social media is like get really good at one thing. And I do agree because even so right now I'm still working full time as I grow my business, and so the sales team, they've become experts at the demo that we do at the company because they do it over and over and over again. Like I think one of the oldest reps has been there for like 4 years. And so like I kind of got the point just, from comparing that perspective. So I was like, okay, yeah, I see that point. Then the next thing that he mentions is about once you have your process documented, you know where to assign people, is you having to hire sales reps to sell your service. And so he goes through this process where he needs to hire, um, and there's two candidates that are really good. And just from reading, I was like, well, they're both really good. Like, how is he going to decide which one to go? There's one guy that has more this consulting sort of sales, and then there's the other lady where it's more like product sales. And the mentor says that this is a really huge difference, because a person that has a background with more like consulting type of sales, he's in his nature, he's going to want to like customize, personalize every single sale. And that's going to make it harder for the rest of the team. But if you have a person that is more like, I have to sell what I have, I can like modify it, you're going to be more successful. The business in general. So he ends up going with this lady, and then sales just start thriving because there's only one thing to sell, no customizations. So I really enjoy that. So whenever I'm ready for that step, I'll make that a point. Um, and then the last thing that I want to cover in terms of things that really stuck out to me, is that you need to be careful about the clients that you have. So if there's one client that's bringing in the most of the money, that is dangerous. That's not really a business, because you're relying on this person for so much. So if this, like, that client goes under, or if they decide to cancel, you are in big trouble. So always make a point to diversify, have a lot of clientele. Um, and the book says that you will be tempted to take on those big deals. But if you do, those clients, most likely, not all the time, they will be demanding, um, because they have a higher leverage. Like, you're gonna have to do whatever they say. um, so I think it goes back to getting customers that really align with your values and culture. Otherwise they will make your life miserable. And that's another thing that I've been able to observe at the company where I work, that it is very tempting, um, to hire, I mean, to accept those big deals, those big logos. But internally, you don't know what that causes. So I think that's sort of a reflection for myself in my business, as I continue growing it. So yes, again, these are not all the lessons found in this book. There's just so many tips, so many just lessons. So I would recommend you to take a time to read it, in your own time, or at least read the blog post. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Feel free to subscribe if you found this video insightful, and we'll see each other in our next video. Bye.